Have you ever been in a place where your mind felt like a battlefield, your emotions pulled you in every direction, and your life seemed stuck in a cycle you couldn't break? If you have, you are not alone. Every man who has ever risen to greatness first fought the war within himself. Today's world constantly demands your attention, your energy, and your soul. But the truth is, Maj, the man who can master his mind, master his emotions, and master his life will never bow to the chaos of the world. He will lead, he will rise, he will become the man he was meant to be. In this video, we're going to walk through 10 powerful ways, real, timeless principles to help you truly master yourself. We'll pull strength from the wisdom of the Stoics, from biblical truths that shaped kings and warriors, and from the fire of men who refused to quit when life tried to break them, because the first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And as the Bible reminds us in Proverbs 16:32, better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control, than one who takes a city. Master your mind and you will master your destiny. Master your emotions and you will walk in peace while others drown in anger. Master your life and you will become a man that others trust, follow, and admire. This is not about quick motivation. This is about transformation. This is about becoming the kind of man that history remembers and heaven honors. So stay with me until the end, because the man you become by applying these principles will be a man no challenge can break. Before we dive deep, make sure you like this video, share it with a brother who needs encouragement, subscribe for more powerful lessons, and drop a comment below to stay connected. Now let's begin. Chapter 1, Discipline over Feelings. The first key to mastery. Have you ever been so ruled by your emotions that it made you act in ways you later regretted? That's every man's battle and every great man's first victory. The very first and most critical step to mastering your mind, your emotions, and your life is this. You must choose discipline over feelings. Not once, not twice, but every day, until discipline becomes your second nature, not your struggle. Feelings are powerful, but feelings are also temporary. They come like waves: anger, fear, sadness, excitement, crashing into your mind and demanding action. But a man who reacts to every feeling is like a ship with no anchor, tossed back and forth by every storm, every emotion, every temptation. You were made for more than that. You were made for stability, for strength, for leadership. The Stoics understood this clearly. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." What he meant is simple. You don't always get to choose what happens to you, but you always choose what happens inside you. A man who waits until he feels like doing what's right will always be a slave to his moods. But a man who does what's right, whether he feels like it or not, becomes a master of himself. Think about that. Mastering your emotions does not mean suppressing them. It means guiding them. It means commanding your actions, even when your heart is screaming something different. The Bible echoes this truth. In 1 Corinthians 9:27, Paul says, "I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified." In other words, Paul understood that without self-discipline, even the strongest man can fall, even the wisest man can fail. Self-discipline is not just about controlling your outer habits. It's about controlling your inner life. It's about waking up when you don't feel like it, training when you're tired, forgiving when you're angry, working when you'd rather quit, speaking life when your heart feels dead. Discipline is your declaration to yourself and to the world. I am not a slave to how I feel. I am a master of who I choose to be. When you master discipline, you unlock freedom. You are no longer chained to every emotion, every urge, every distraction. You walk with clarity. You move with purpose. You lead with strength, and make no mistake, other people see it, other people feel it. A disciplined man commands silent respect, not because he demands it with his words, but because he embodies it with his life. So how do you begin building this discipline today? Here are a few critical steps. Start small, but stay consistent. It's better to win 100 small battles daily than to win one big battle once a year. Pick one discipline, like getting up at a set time or journaling every night, and guard it fiercely. Embrace hardship. Stop running from difficulty. See every hard thing as an opportunity to strengthen your willpower. When something feels hard, tell yourself, good. This is how I grow. Anchor your discipline to purpose. You're not just building discipline to look good or impress others. You're doing it because your destiny depends on it. Your family depends on it. Your future depends on it. Forgive yourself quickly, but never excuse yourself. You will fall sometimes. When you do, don't wallow in guilt. But don't make excuses either. Stand up, learn, and get back to the battle stronger. The truth is, mastering discipline is not glamorous. It's not something that will earn you applause in the beginning. It's a quiet, hidden work, done in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the private moments when no one is watching. But over time, your life will speak, your results will roar, your legacy will shine. Never forget, the man who masters discipline becomes the man who masters his mind, his emotions, and his life. And it all starts today. It all starts now. Drop a comment below. I choose discipline over feelings. Chapter 2. Train your mind to see solutions, not problems. Have you ever been overwhelmed by problems that felt too big to overcome? It's one of the most common battles a man faces, the mountain of difficulties that looks impossible to climb. But the truth is, the man who masters his mind does not see problems as roadblocks. He sees them as invitations to rise. He trains his mind to look beyond the obstacle and focus on the solution. Every great man you admire, every warrior, every king, every leader had one thing in common. They faced massive problems. What separated them from the crowd was not that they had fewer problems, it's that they developed a solution mindset. When you train your mind to see solutions, you take control of your emotions. You stop being reactive. You start being strategic. You stop complaining. You start creating. The Stoic philosophers spoke powerfully about this. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacle is not there to defeat you. The obstacle is the path that shapes you. This mindset does not happen by accident. It must be trained. You have to reprogram your thinking daily, like a warrior sharpens his sword, turning every setback into a stepping stone. Here's how you can start training your mind to see solutions today. Pause before you react. When a problem shows up, your first instinct might be fear, anger, or discouragement. Train yourself to pause, take a breath, step back and ask, what can I control here? What is one step I can take towards solving this? Ask better questions. Weak men ask, why is this happening to me? Strong men ask, what is this teaching me? How can I use this? Every time you ask a better question, you empower your mind to find better answers. Focus on what you can build, not what you can't control. Complaining gives energy to problems. Creativity gives energy to solutions. Pour your time, your heart, and your mind into what you can create, even if it's small at first. Remember, problems are proof of potential. God doesn't send battles to men who are weak. Battles come to men who are called. If you're facing a hard problem, it's because you are being called to rise higher. The Bible tells us in James 1:2-4, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Did you catch that? Trials are not a sign you are cursed. They are a sign you are being completed. They are the forge that turns iron into steel. When you change the way you see problems, you change the way you live your life. You no longer shrink back in fear. You move forward with fire. You no longer see obstacles as reasons to quit. You see them as raw material to build the life you were destined for. You start thinking like a king, not a slave. You start acting like a builder, not a victim. And over time, that mindset becomes your greatest weapon, because life will never stop throwing challenges your way. But when your mind is trained to see solutions, not problems, you are already halfway to victory. Always remember, the mind is a battlefield, and every time you choose to focus on solutions, you win another ground for your future. Train your mind today, lead your emotions tomorrow, master your life forever. Drop a comment below. I choose to see solutions, not problems. Chapter 3. Rule your reactions. Or your reactions will rule you. Have you ever been caught up in a moment where you said something, did something, or decided something, and later wished you hadn't? That's the power of reaction. Uncontrolled reactions are like fire. They burn bridges, destroy opportunities, and leave scars you never intended. But here's the deeper truth. The man who masters his reactions masters his future. Because life is not just about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. When something unexpected hits you, betrayal, disappointment, temptation, failure, you face a crossroads. You can react in weakness, or you can respond with wisdom. The Stoics taught this fiercely. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." What he meant was this: it's not just what happens to you that creates pain, it's how you react to it. When you overreact in anger, in fear, in pride, you create suffering that is far greater than the event itself. In other words, most battles are fought and lost inside the mind before they are fought outside in the world. You must become a man who slows down the moment between action and reaction. You must learn to insert wisdom into that gap. That gap, that moment, is where real power lives. The Bible speaks clearly about this too. Proverbs 29:11 says, "Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end." Notice, a fool lets his emotions explode. A wise man rules over them, and by doing so, he rules over the situation. So how do you rule your reactions instead of letting them rule you? Anticipate challenges. Don't be surprised when life hits you hard. Expect challenges, expect betrayals, expect setbacks. And decide ahead of time, when it comes, I will not react like a fool. I will respond like a king. Master the pause. Before you speak, before you act, pause. Even a few seconds can save you from years of regret. Teach yourself to say, "Let me think about this. Let me pray about this. Let me breathe." Redirect your energy. When emotions are high, energy needs an outlet. Channel it into something powerful. Write, train, plan, create, building. Take that energy and use it to fuel your purpose, not destroy your peace. Choose long-term vision. Over short-term emotion, always ask yourself, will this reaction help me tomorrow, next week, next year? If the answer is no, it's not worth your energy. Imagine this: a man insults you. Your immediate reaction is to fire back, to defend your pride, to escalate. But your disciplined, powerful self pauses and thinks, what do I truly gain by reacting? What do I lose by maintaining my peace? That single moment of reflection can change everything. It's not about being passive. It's about being strategic. It's about understanding that sometimes the strongest move is not striking back. It's standing strong. And over time, people will recognize your strength. They will trust your leadership. They will admire your calm. Because in a world full of men who are slaves to their emotions, the man who rules his reactions is a rare and unstoppable force. Here's the truth. You can either be a slave to your impulses, or you can be a king over them. You can either let the world dictate your emotions, or you can dictate how you move through the world. And that choice and that responsibility belongs to no one else but you. Master your reactions, and you master your power. Master your power, and you master your destiny. Drop a comment below. I will rule my reactions, not be ruled by them. Chapter 4. Build the man you were meant to be. Brick by brick. Have you ever been haunted by the feeling that you're meant for more, but you're not there yet? that you were born with a fire inside you, but somehow life, fear, and failure have buried it under layers of doubt? If so, you're not alone. Every man who was ever called to greatness has faced that moment. And here's the truth no one says enough. You don't find the man you were meant to be. You build him, brick by brick, day by day, decision by decision. Becoming the man you're meant to be is not an accident. It's not a lucky break. It's not a moment of inspiration. It's a war against weakness, a war against fear, a war against laziness, distractions, and the small-mindedness that tries to chain you to a smaller life. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Epictetus wrote, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." It's not enough to hope. It's not enough to wish. You must decide. You must declare. You must build. And here's the powerful truth. God is ready to partner with you in that building. The Bible says in Philippians 1:6, "Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." You are not building alone. He has placed greatness inside you. But you must show up each day to lay the next brick. How do you start building the man you were meant to be? Craft a vision of yourself. Not just what you want to have, but who you want to be. A man of strength, a man of honor, a man of faith, loyalty, discipline. Write it down. Burn it into your heart. Take daily, relentless action. The man you dream of becoming will not appear in one grand moment. He will emerge in thousands of small battles, every workout, every prayer, every hard decision to do what's right when no one is watching, brick by brick. Embrace delayed gratification. Weak men want pleasure now. Strong men build a legacy that will outlive them. Sacrifice today to build something you can be proud of tomorrow. Refuse to be a victim of the past. Every man has scars. Every man has regrets. But strong men do not live chained to the failures of yesterday. They rise. They rebuild. They redeem the pain. Understand this. Every choice you make today is a brick. Every act of discipline, every word of truth, every moment of perseverance, it all adds up. You don't become a strong man by accident. You become a strong man by building strength into your character one choice at a time. When you wake up early, you lay a brick. When you forgive someone who wronged you, you lay a brick. When you stay faithful to your purpose in hard seasons, you lay a brick. When you honor your commitments even when it costs you, you lay a brick. And over time, the world will look up and see a fortress of character, a fortress of resilience, a fortress of unstoppable manhood. But even more important, you will know what you have become. You will wake up every day with the pride of a man who has built something that no storm, no betrayal, no hardship can tear down. You will walk with the quiet confidence of a man who didn't just talk about greatness, you built it. You will live with peace. You will move with power. You will die without regret. This is your destiny. This is your calling. This is your time. The world doesn't need more men who wish. It needs more men who build, brick by brick, day by day, choice by choice, until the man you were destined to become stands unshakable, unstoppable, undeniable. Drop a comment below. I will build the man I was meant to be, brick by brick. The journey begins. Now you have heard it, you have felt it. You know deep in your spirit you are called to more, not just to exist, not just to survive, but to master your mind, master your emotions, and master the life God has placed in your hands. This world will try to distract you. It will try to convince you that you are just another man among millions. But you are not. You are called to be the rare man, the uncommon man, the man who builds, who rises, who leads, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when no one claps for him. Remember, master your thoughts, or your thoughts will master you. Master your emotions, or your emotions will master you. Master your reactions, or your reactions will master your future. brick by brick, day by day. You are building a legacy that will not be forgotten. And when the storms come, when the trials rise, when life hits you harder than you expected, you will not break, because you have been training for this, because you have built strength in the unseen places, because you have become the man you were always meant to be. If this message spoke to your spirit, make sure to like this video, share it with a man who needs this fire, subscribe for more, and drop a comment below. I choose to master myself and build my destiny. This is just the beginning. The world is waiting for you to rise. Now go, master yourself, master your mission, and leave a mark that will echo for generations.